everybody, I'm the Pigglesworth, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Along with Piggy. Now we're back over here at the miner's town, right where we left last episode, with Province's Province. Built ourselves a really awesome, slower piggy down area is what that is. Darn soul sand, every time you step on it, you get really slow. Over here, just checking out the barn stable. That's the word I could never remember. What in the world is this? Very stable? Stable. It's very stable. It's built stably. Stabilized. Yeah, I'm going to move on. Okay, so I figured I would start over here today because we have a few little things, little mess-ups that need to get fixed. Do we even have crafting benches in here? No, we don't. The Polish and Shine store does not have crafting benches. Well, I think the coal exchange does. We don't have our villager yet that would deal with coal, would sell and trade coal for emeralds. But I do have a crafting bench in here. Do I have any junk? Oh my gosh. I do have junk. Sweet. Some of that stuff's going to come in handy because we're going to have to test a few things today. Whoa. I left a bunch of stuff in the ender chest too. I'll have to get this out and move it to the other ender chest later. Let's make sure I got everything proper. I think so. So I figured, you know what we need to do? We need to go ahead and fix this mess. I don't know why it jumped off. I think in the older versions of Minecraft, when the skeletons shot at the, what are these called? Item frames? Yeah, they could knock it off, and I think now they can't. So I think that's what happened. But if you notice, I don't know why I did that. Oh, because I needed 2 empty slots. So we have polished, I think that's andesite. Over here we have rough. Rough andesite, rough granite, and rough diorite. So over here, we have the polished stuff. So it's the rough and polish shop. Now, I never have finished the back end of this. It's supposed to end up looking like an area where things are being chiseled. But see, we've got andesite, so I'm going to need some andesite. All right, we got one piece here. That's good. And I think, what do we need? Granite? We don't have any granite here. All right, cool. So I can show this off. Watch. So this is what we do. We're going to take some cobble out of here. We're going to place it down in there. And it's filtering down. Now, what's happening as it's filtering down, it's pushing granite up. And at the same time, that cobble is getting sent back over here. Pretty darn cool, huh? Now, I'm going to have a link show up on screen just in case some of y'all maybe are new and you haven't seen a tutorial how to build this little system. But this allows me to have a very simple, small, compact storage system up here. See, we've got very thin walls and everything back here. You let me in. Thank you very much. And all of the storage is happening below, underneath. So let's see. Let's follow along. It's going to be andesite on this side and granite. No, andesite and granite and diorite. One of these days I'm going to remember that. But some of y'all might have seen me run past here and notice this little spot. And be like, what in the world is down there? Now, it's not perfectly lit up, so let's make sure we got our bad guy dispensary tool. But see, right now, which one? Was it this? Yes. So this is where the granite is held. And when you drop the cobble down in here, it pushes down and it activates a clock. And this clock pushes everything back up. It's really compact, really cool, and it lets me do all my bulk storage under the ground so I don't have to see it. And this is kind of important that you're seeing all this because this is going to be part of what we're dealing with today. Now, in the last episode, I had finished over here showing off kind of a similar contraption underneath here. But this is all like, oh my gosh, Piggy, how you walk around in here? Well, you're really not supposed to. But you see, you can't see because I've got it all built up. And I figured, you know what, it's high time. It's very high time that we deal with that system and make it something that we can actually start utilizing. The whole reason that I built it in the first place. Now I got to remember how in the world I built these in the first place. Let's see. I don't have any cobble. I do have some half slabs, so I can put that down. I wanted to put a sign up that showed off that this was a stable. But I'm not quite certain where I want the sign. Maybe it needs to go right here. That's what I'm thinking. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll break this, and I'll just show you real quick how to make a very, very simple little sign. Here's your sign, right? So it's that, and then 2 oak. Let's see if we can do this without getting attacked by the bad guys that are just sure to show up. They're waiting. They're waiting to sneak up on Piggy. So the back side of that is going to be a stair. See, even I have to look at the stuff I built because I can't remember how in the world I did it. Nope. You're facing the wrong way, buddy. You're stalling for time is what you're doing. You're trying to get the bad guys to come after us. Come back here. All this crazy building. All this impromptu building. Who do you think you are, Piggy? And then we've got a half slab that goes off the front there. And did I have any oak? I don't know if I have any oak over here in the cobble shop. No oak at all. Alright, so I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get some oak. I'm going to sleep away this abomination known as the sun not cooperating with me. I'm going to come back over here and finish off that sign, and then I'm going to start showing you what in the world are we going to do today that has to do with that sorting system underneath those buildings. Ha ha! You thought you could get me. What, you tricksy little, come here. Oh, look at him taking cheap shots through the little corner. And do you have one of your creeper friends that you've called over here? Nope. Look at Piggy can't hit the broadside of a barn, which basically means that we do not need to make a barn with a broad side. It needs to have a very narrow side. So I'm going to sleep, get ready to show you the next thing, and I'll meet you over there momentarily. All right, everybody. We got it daytime, and we can come back over here. We can come back over here and finish off this sign. And you might notice, wow, Piggy, you all of a sudden have a whole bunch more junk in your inventory. You are correct. Because I made good use of my time. It's actually been 2 Minecraft days. I slept the night away and then I went ahead and did a bunch of prep work. So there we go. Now we've got a sign that tells us what this place is. So that's cool. I like that. I like how these signs are working out, telling us what the place is. So, and what else do I have? Okay, I have some stuff that I'll explain in just a minute. But here's what I did for the Minecraft day that you have not seen that has been skipped. I went mad. I went crazy. I ripped the ground to shreds. Basically opened this thing up because I had it all backfilled so no bad guys would spawn in here. But I needed to see how in the world did I build this and how in the world did I have it all set up, because this is going to be important. This is all going to mean something. This setup right here and that setup over there, we are going to start making these things work for us, instead of having to go down in the basement and constantly force them to work. So, hang on one second. There we go. I just switch over to an image that I had taken of a build that I had done that we needed to first have done today. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're just going to do a slight bit of terraforming. I want to leave that there. I kind of like how that is. This is going to be a very small little build. So let's see. It's like a 4x4 spot that we need. I could get out the torches. We could measure the area with torches. 2, 3, 4. Then we've got the road right here. So let's do a 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. So see, we're doing building and carpentry with Piggy. We're measuring out things. There we go. So a 4x4 area right there. That's going to work. Perfect. So that's what I mean about using torches to measure out an area. So what we're going to do, so 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 5 wide. It's 5 wide. And I don't want to lose this. So it looks like we're going to have to move back 1. Maybe just 1. So that it fits in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. 5 wide. Okay. That'll work. That'll be fine. Let's go ahead and do this. Pop that down just for a little decoration. And get this. And you're probably going, you know what, Piggy? Really? You're like doing the same exact build as you're doing with all these. Well, there's a reason for that. See, what I did is I wanted to come up with a look, a specific look for this area, for the mining area. So what I did was I worked with a bunch of different materials, and I came up with a general theme to the way that structures would be built. Almost like I made a little story in the back of my mind about how the villagers built this town. What was their method to the way that they built structures. And then so that way I could take that method and copy it and do all kinds of different builds with it. But as long as I kept that same building style as far as materials and the way that those materials were being used, then everything would make sense. Everything would continue to match the style. Uh-oh. Talk about matching the style. We got to match up the sides. I forgot something. How in the world, Piggy, how in the world do you run off and forget the stairs? How'd you do that? Because I just had stairs, right? And I put them back thinking I was done with them, but no. So you'll notice that we're using a lot of these fence post, cobble fence post kind of things, a lot of different bits of dirt and stairs and logs. That's kind of like the generalized way that I'm structuring things. And there we go. And since I am building using very similar materials, this whole area seems to have a continuity to it when you look at it. Did I get half slabs? No, I didn't. So I'm going to have to come back and put some half slabs on that. But this is basically it. It's a very, very simple little build. Come here, you. I don't want to wait for grass to grow. I'm going to be a little impatient right now. Oh, and I'm supposed to put some more fences on there now that I'm looking at my reference image. And I don't have any. So we're going to have to put some oak fences here as well. But I'm going to do all that off camera because we're burning up time here. Burning up all kinds of time. Not really telling you what's going on. Kind of leaving you in the dark. You know what Piggy normally does. Just a little bit of a troll to the audience. Never quite letting on what in the world we're doing. We'll do that. And let's see. Shovel. Get ourselves some path blocks going on. I almost get the feeling that maybe that could be... Do we have some gravel? Yes, we do. Sweet. Let's do that. Let's put just a little bit of gravel here. Just like that. So now it still looks like it's part of the road. It fits a little bit better. And we'll worry about those fence posts in a minute. Let's do this. What I like about doing the bone meal after you put a build in and you have to backfill behind everything, you come by and you bone meal and see how it just like kind of blends in now? It fits. Like now you can't really tell that everything had to be excavated over here. And sometimes you can go a little overboard with the bone meal. But I think that looks okay. That looks all right. It's not completely finished. We have a few little more things to do. But you're probably like, Piggy, what in the world does this have to do with those buildings over there? Well, we're going to use a trap chest here. Because look, when I put items in, it won't get sucked into that hopper beneath until the lid closes. That's important. I need that lock there because what this chest is going to be is like a dumping spot. If I've got a bunch of junk that I just want to get rid of, I'm going to dump it in this chest. I need it to lock just in case, whoop, I accidentally do that. I'm like, oh no, I need the axe. But once I walk away, all that stuff's going to get sucked down into an underground system. That system is going to move items around throughout all the different places where stuff gets sorted. So we're going to build ourselves like a little tunnel that's going to bring all the items over. Now, if they are, let's see, what do we have here? We have coal ore and coal. So that's for these two buildings. So that would get sorted. So if I have any coal ore, instead of going over to that building, I can just walk over here to this. I can dump all my coal and coal ore in there, and it's going to get sorted over there for me. Just like diorite and andesite and all that mess, it's going to get sent to that building as well. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to dig ourselves a tunnel. I got to figure out what depth I want this to be at so that it's a normal depth below things, but easy to get to. And I think what we're going to have to do is dig a little bit deeper than this and bring this down. And that's going to be quite a bit of work to try and do. I don't think I can really do all that on camera. I can do this on camera and stuff my face. That's what pigs like to do, is stuff their face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to figuring out where I want all this stuff done, trying to sort it out and get a little bit of a tunnel going. And then what I'm going to do is bring you back and show you the tunnel just so you can see what I mean. And we're going to actually dump some junk in here and watch it get sorted, all right? So I'm going to get to doing some off-camera work, a little bit of digging, a little bit of, not really spelunking, because we're not going for caves, more of like a mining project. We're going to dig out some stuff, get it all prepped and ready. I'm going to bring you back and show you the really cool design for a tunnel sorting system. All right, everybody. It's done, sort of. I got a bunch of chests over there working on, going to work on underneath this building. But look, okay, so we have no coal ore here. We have no coal here. I have purged this system, completely cleaned it out so that I can show you that it works. And watch this. Wow! It actually looks like regular ground back here. Can you believe that? So we're going to run over here. I went ahead and added a few more of the little pieces. So this actually looks like a finished build. This stuff's going away. Don't worry. And we got a little bit more vegetation here because this vegetation is hiding something. And I'll show you in just a second. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a ton of coal and a ton of coal ore. Wow, that actually all fit. I didn't even try to make that happen. That's really cool. So hopefully this is going to be enough items that we don't run out. And I wonder if I can even hear it from up here. So we're going to dump all this stuff in and dump all that stuff in. We got a little bit left over. So let's see what happens. Can we hear anything? Yeah, we can. We hear it going nuts down there. All right, so right here, whoop, is a tucked away little spot. And we've got our item counter. Wow, this thing's going crazy. I didn't expect it to do that, but this will work. So we're spitting items into a water stream. Whoa, look at that. Yep, I got myself a little maintenance tunnel down here. So all these items are just flowing down through here like crazy, and they're making their way over to this spot. And we can see right now that it's coal ore. So the coal ore is going into this sorting hopper. And what I did is I've got ice, so this stuff moves really quick. But once we get to right here, I went back to stone so that the items slow down and they don't zip past the hopper and end up not getting collected. So, and then anything that is not coal ore for right there or coal, it will continue on its way. And we're going to continue this forward to the rough and polish store with the diorite, granite, and andesite. But, so that is that system spitting all those items in, and we're going to hop down here real quick. I like to make everything with some kind of an access in case we need to get down here and fix all of the redstone. But we've got, oh, we can't see it actually filtering through. Oh, it's going through really quick. Okay, so we've got the coal ore filtering through this hopper system, and it should be making its way to right here. Right here. There it is. Well, then what in the world do I need this for? Maybe that item doesn't even need to be there, but oh well, we'll leave it because it's there. So this is filling up with coal ore, and it's eventually going to back up and fill up. We've got 2 chests worth that we can hold, plus all of these hoppers. And then once that backs up, it's going to end up going on its way. And we're going to have another area eventually that's going to be like a random warehouse collecting all the overflow that happens. And once we see items in the overflow, we know not to put them in the trash because they're not being held by a certain area. So that's what's going on down here. A bunch of racket, a noisemaker. That's what we've created. Guess I can go ahead and dump this stuff in here as well. And see, oh yeah, it's taken a little while to sort it all out, but that's all right. So we're going to come over here to the house, and I'm going to show you that this all connects and works. We've got coal ore right here. We're going to get ourselves some pusher blocks and dump them in here. And they're going to start pushing coal ore. Come on, you. There you go. And there's the coal ore. Awesome. So that works. We have a way to dump junk in a trash can, so to speak, and it's going to wash it down to different buildings that have the holding tanks, sorting and holding tanks. And then when we're up here at the surface, we can just dump the stuff in, going about our business. I'm like, wait a minute, I need some coal ore. We can just come over here and get it. Now, that took a ton of work. That was a lot of work, a lot of excavation. You, Mr. Sneaky, hanging out, you're going to ruin all the redstone down here. Nothing's going to work because of you. But now I've got to come through and do that for 6 more sorters. We've done it for 2. I've got to do it for 6 more. And that's going to be blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so much I can't even speak straight. It's going to be an insane amount of work. And I do not want to force you to watch all of that work, because that's going to be an insane, crazy amount of work. So what I'm going to do is do one more quick cut, because I do want to finish this project for today's episode. I'm going to go through and extend that tunnel to this building right here, and we're going to get a sorting system and everything built and ready to go. And then I'm going to bring you back and show you that the rough and polish and that the coal ore and coal storage area, it all works. And then we can just dump all of that stuff in there and mindlessly go about our business and let the redstone take care of it. So I'm going to go back over here to my little noisemaker that's still just humming along. Listen to that song. Oh, gotta do it. Got a little. Wait. Oh man, the stuff that entertains me sometimes, I tell you what. And you chest, you can come with me. You're an eyesore here now. You're no longer needed. And I like how that looks. I might put a button right here so that we've got like a little knot. So I'm going to go gather up some more materials, keep digging, and extend that. And I'm going to bring you back and show you the completed project. Mess maker, make me a mess. Man, look at this. This isn't even half of it. I had so many more chests up here earlier. Let's do this. We're going to go ahead and grab a polished and raw version of each. Where's the polished? There we go. Just like that. And I'm going to show you how this works. Now, you may notice, it's gone. This crazy little way to get down there that's been there forever is finally gone. Yeah. And let's see here. Let's do this. Nope, I don't need to do that. Let's go over here and do this. So, I noticed something that was going wrong. I had tossed some coal ore into the trash can. Only 3 pieces. And I noticed that redstone thing was just going ape. It wouldn't stop. And I went down there and looked, and it was kind of stuck. The piston had pushed the observer block, and it was stuck, and it wasn't retracting it. So I needed to make a way to reset the system. So you know how sometimes you put a key underneath a stone just so you can remember where it is and nobody else knows where it is? Well, listen. Hear that? This stone resets that trash can. So if it ever gets hung up, we don't have to worry about it. We can just reset it. But I'm going to go ahead, and we need to remember this. I'm going to put raw diorite in first. There it goes. It's getting sent on its way over to the building. Now I'm going to go ahead and go through here because I want to show you the tunnel. Let's go ahead and close this. Close you. Thank you. So we got this thing going ape. See how it does the back and forth? And I haven't really figured out a way to measure the way I want with stuff coming down one item at a time. And sometimes this one-tick pulse may leave that observer block behind. I think if it's an odd number of items that does it, I'll have to test that. But that's why we've got the reset button. We're going to go ahead and go over here. We're going to chase these blocks down. I don't think we can catch them. They're moving pretty darn fast. But look, we've extended the tunnel. So these are washing on by from the coal ore and the coal because they don't match those hoppers. And they're getting sent on their way over here. Over here. And they're getting sucked into that hopper right there. This, I haven't finished any of this because this is going to extend to other things. This is going to be either an overflow for items that are here or for items that don't match. We're going to go and come down here for just a second so I can show you. I gutted and rebuilt everything down here. We lowered it a little bit, made it a lot nicer. I like using these half slabs for one specific reason. If I'm ever on the other side of the structure and I'm digging out ground and I run into one of these, then I know to stop, to don't dig any further so we don't tear up redstone, we don't tear up the builds. So that's why I do that. Some of y'all might see me doing that and be like, Piggy, what in the world are you doing? Well, that's why I do it. And then we've got furnaces on top of all of our hoppers. I was told by a fellow member on the Full Stack server that this cuts down on lag for hoppers. So I figured, you know what? Might as well. Let's go ahead and cut down on the lag. We can see that this is still filtering. So we're going to come up here to right here. That's where this tunnel exits at. We've got a little access port where we can come to the back of the building. And what in the world did we put in first? It was raw diorite, right? Okay, so let's get ourselves some pusher blocks. Put that in there. And we should see raw diorite come up to the surface. Sweet! So it works. Awesome. Now what I have to do, because all of these are empty. That's what all this mess is. We've got blocks over here, and blocks here, and here, and here. They're everywhere. They're all over the place. The mess that Piggy makes when he builds is crazy. Sometimes my creativity goes nuts, and I just toss stuff around. I don't even bother because that slows me down from being creative. But now what I've got to do is I have to fill this system back up. I have to take all these blocks and put them back in chests and fill all of this building up. But what's so awesome about it is once I do that, now that I've got the building set up and ready to go, whenever we've got one of these kind of blocks, we can just toss them in the trash and we're good to go. We don't have to keep fooling with these things anymore, and I love that. I love that it's a nice, cool-looking build, and it's a sorting system at the same time. That is awesome. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to start cleaning up all this mess as per usual. Seems like that's kind of a thing that we got going on, is at the end of every episode, except for last one, that I've got a mess to clean up. But what I want you to do is I want you to build some kind of sorting system. I want you to take pictures of it and send it to me on Twitter so I can tweet it out for everybody else to see. It can be a design that you've come up with. It can be your favorite design that you like to use that somebody else came up with. You can build it in creative or survival. Doesn't matter. It can be on any version of Minecraft. That doesn't matter. What matters is that we're sharing each other's builds so we can see what each other is up to. What are the cool things that you do with sorting systems? All right? So I want you to get to tweeting those pictures to me. I'm going to get to cleaning up this mess. And I will see you in the next episode.